Hello, fellow detectorists. Yes, I'm back out again. It's Saturday again. It's the 19th of October. It's about 9:30 in the morning, something like that. I'm here all day up until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So we'll see what we find. We're out on permission number 1. I'm on what I was hoping was going to be ploughed, the barley field. Still detecting in stubble on this field. I bet not many people are nowadays. There's still a few around, but I was hoping this was going to be ploughed by now. But anyway, we'll see what we find here today. Last time I was on permission number 1, a couple of weeks ago now, I came onto this field just before I went home. I was only on it about 45 minutes to an hour at the most, and I had 2 or 3 finds because I didn't find very much last time I was on permission number 1 on the other 2 fields. So I thought I'd come straight here on permission number 1 today on the barley field, which is the one I call my Roman field. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what I find. We'll see how we go. I might go on the other 2 fields a bit later on. And we'll see what we get here today. So, bye for now. Oh, by the way, I did want to mention one other thing. I must give out a thank you to Core Servers again, because he got in touch with me on one of my previous finds on permission number 2, and that was a tiny little object. I'll show you that now. And that actually turns out to be part of an medieval annular brooch, believe it or not. I thought it was more modern than that, but I'll show a couple of pictures of it in a moment of what they look like. I did manage to find a whole one on the internet, and I'll show you a picture of that now as well. So that's great. Thank you, Core Servers. Well spotted. That's brilliant. So, but anyway, we'll get on with it today, and we'll see what we find. Bye for now. Hello folks, just got my first find, and it is this. It's some kind of belt attachment or accessory. I mean, you can see there's a bit of a pattern on the front there. It's still got a bit of a design on the front of this. That's quite nice. It gave about 82 on a display. You can just see what's the remains of the pins on the back. So I should imagine that this was some kind of belt decoration or something like that. Could have been horse harness decoration. That's nice. Anyway, we'll carry on, but that's fine. Number 1. Bye for now. Here we go folks, our next target is quite a nice looking little button. How about that? It's in the same sort of design, well not design, but same makeup as one of these military buttons. It's one of these hollow ones. But this one's just got quite a nice floral sort of design pattern on the front of that. That's quite nice. So I don't often show buttons, but when they've got a nice pattern on, I do quite like to see them. Anyway, we'll carry on. Hello folks, another little signal, and it's a tiny little thimble. This has got to be the smallest one I've ever found, but that is tiny. I mean, there's my little finger. So that must be a children's or a child's thimble, I should imagine. The farmer has told me stories about years ago when he was very young. They used to employ all the village children to pick stones off the fields, and one of his theories as to why there's so many thimbles in the fields is that they used to wear them to protect their fingers from the flints, because if you're picking flints off a field all day, that's going to do damage to your fingers. And he said to me that he's pretty sure that these kids that used to do all this stone picking, they used to get paid, well, not, as you can imagine, not very much for it, but it was easy work for them, and it did the farmer a favour. And he seems to think that a lot of these children wore thimbles to protect their fingers, which could be true. We find so many thimbles in the fields. I'd rather believe that than believe a lady was sitting in the field doing lots of sewing. But either story could be true. But anyway, we'll carry on. Bye for now. Hello folks, got another target, and it's that look, quite a nice sort of scallop shell design item, I should imagine. This was another type of belt attachment or belt fixing, because it's got that sort of bit on the back there. I suspect that was probably riveted onto a belt, and that could have been some kind of hanger on a belt. That's quite nice as well. Getting the finds today. Like I say, I wanted to come onto this stubble field. I've been waiting for it to be ploughed, because I know I'm going to find more stuff on here with the auks. I'm in coin deep at the moment, because sometimes I'm over the top of the stubble, sometimes I'm pushing through it, so I want to try and get as much depth as I can, so I'm not too far from the ground. That gave about 88, that did. 88, 89 on the display. Anyway, let's see what the next one is. Bye for now. Here we go folks, our next find is one of these crude rings. I wanted to show this because there's wear marks on this side of it, and what's left of iron staining on this side of it. So I wonder whether there might have been a pin across there at one time, but it's a very crude ring, as you can see by the shape of it. This one hasn't been cast. I think this one, well, it could have been, but I think this one's been physically made, and then it's had the edges filed off all the way around, so this one could be quite old. But we often find these sorts of rings. Some of them are better made than others, but I think that one could be fairly old. Anyway, we'll see what the next target is. Hello folks, just had our next target and it's part of a buckle. Look, obviously the buckle would have gone across here. There would have been a pin coming up from the buckle. It would have gone around the front, and this could be a little bit that was strapped or riveted onto the end of a belt. But that could be all part of the buckle. There is some slight writing on this. You can just see it there, look. So I might be able to clean that up and see what that says. Anyway, that's that one. I'm on a little bit of a patch here on this stubble field that I haven't detected that much before. I've been over it a few times, but this is where I'm getting all these finds from at the moment. So I'm going to go up and down here a couple of times and see what else we get. Bye for now. Here we are folks. Now I've got another one of these, what looks like a possible little bag seal. As you can see, it's got something stamped into the back of this. Difficult to make out what it is, but it's definitely some pattern on the back of there. It's probably some trader's mark or something like that. I mean, it looks almost like a little pot mend, but a pot mend wouldn't have detail stamped into it, would it? I'm not sure on that one, but that looks like a little bag seal to me anyway. We'll carry on. Bye for now. Now then folks, this one's given me quite a good signal, so I thought I'd do a live dig. But we'll give it a go. I think it's out. And it is this, look. Now this definitely is a little pinhead. But there you go. How about that? That's a lovely little worked pinhead there. Now I should imagine the pin might have gone on further, it might not. It might just be that, but I should imagine that that went on further. Now it's anybody's guess as to what the age of this could be, but I don't know, it's got a Saxon look to it to me. I'm right on the spot on the Roman field where the Roman road used to come across, but I'll have a look later and see if I can't see any pinhead designs that's similar to that. But that's lovely. It's a tiny little target. The Orcs did well to find this in the stubble field, so that's lovely. Anyway, we'll carry on. Bye for now. Here we go, folks, got another target here, and I'm not sure about this, but I think this is decorated. It's a tiny, tiny little ring. I think it's got pattern. Don't know if you can see that on there. But that's absolutely tiny. That's... see if I can zoom in a bit closer. I have to take some very close-up shots of this. I didn't want to wet it just yet, just in case I lose this pattern on there, or this design, if it is a design. Sorry, I'm wobbling around a bit because I'm zoomed in, but that's a tiny, tiny little ring, and I think that's got some sort of design carved into it. How about that? But I'll take some pictures of this. Hopefully if it cleans up, and we'll see and you'll probably see those very shortly. How about that? Anyway, let's carry on. Bye for now. Oh, this gave me about 50 on the display. See what the next one is. Here we go, folks. I'm now on the other two fields, and I've gone, because it's nice and smooth, there's no stubble, everything's nice and flat on here. I've gone on to Coin Fast. I wanted to try that, and I've just had a first signal on here, and it's this, look. Now it's got an interesting loop at the top there, as though this would have been swinging or hinged on it on something. And I think I can see some detail on this around here. Unfortunately, it's incomplete, as you can obviously see. Now, would this have been quite a nice sized, elaborate horse harness pendant? I'm hoping that it might be something like that, because I've never found a horse harness pendant before, so, but whether that is or not, I don't know. It's got a bit of a lug that comes out here. Probably would have been one similar the other side, but that's interesting. If you know what that is, please let me know. Like I say, I keep thinking I can see vague detail on here. Anyway, we'll carry on. Bye for now. Here we go, folks. We've got another tiny little thimble, more or less the same size as the last one I had earlier. So another small thimble. Anyway, let's carry on. Hello folks, I've got another find here, and I've had something similar to this before. This is a little clothes hook, or it could be a little hook on the end of a belt, but I should imagine that's some kind of clothes fastener. I've had something very similar to this before. You can see the end of the hook has broken off. There's a couple of rivets there. That's quite nice. I am now heading back towards the car, so we might get a couple of finds before I get there, but we'll see. I've had quite a good day here today. I've had some varied finds. No coins today, but we'll see what happens before I get to the car. But yes, we'll carry on. I'll be out on permission number 2 this weekend coming, hopefully, all things okay, and I'll say goodbye for now. We'll see if we find anything else. Here we go, folks. I just had quite a nice little find from down here, and it's not a coin. Wonder whether you can make out what it is. But this is as you can see the hole down here. This is as I've just picked it up. Unfortunately, I think it's broken. But that is a silver thimble. That's thimble number 3 today. Like I say, it's a shame that it's missing its top. But how about that? A nice silver one. Now, I only had my first, I think it was, yeah, it was this year. Had my first silver thimble that came from the Parkland. I've never had a silver thimble off of the farmers' fields before, so I'm really pleased about this. It's a shame it's not intact. I'll have a closer look. It might be a part thimble. That's lovely. It's a bit squashed. That's great. How about that? Lovely. I'm really pleased with that. It's only my second silver thimble. Lovely, let's carry on. Bye for now.